Hey guys, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup number 2, Old Deserts of Karuk. We're on the planet, you know. It works. Let me just make sure before halfway through the video that I'm recording. Yes, I am. Goody. Game gonna be between now NoFun and Agent B8Factor. This is the last one that I'm casting, but it might actually be the first one that was played now that I think about it. B8Factor picking Tor and Crater, definitely sensing a bit of a pattern here. I have a feeling this is kind of his favorite map. Apparently he has the first map pick too, which is interesting. I think maybe they were tied for seeding and RNG just kind of picked him to be the lower number. Might also be possible they made a mistake there. I don't know. Not going to be the most impactful thing. Anyhow, it is NoFun here. Playing as the Saban, by the way. Interesting to see. How long has that been a thing? Have I just been... Look at that, it says Coalition down on the bottom left. Well, actually, come to think of it, they are indeed part of the Coalitions. That's perhaps not wrong. Point is, playing as the Saban here. Definitely the favorite for this match, but I don't know. B8Factor took... Oh, spoiler alert. You should watch the other games before you watch this one. But yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. B8Factor took a game off Catharsis, but I have a feeling that had more to do with Catharsis play than with his own. I think NoFun ought to have this one sus, but we'll see. We will see. Now, like I said, this is actually probably the first game that was played in the group stage, but having seen the other games, we know that they are playing for the lower bracket position. So, you know, a little bit unfortunate there, because it means there's not really too much, how do you say, there's not really too much, like, at stake, really, I suppose, in this game here, but it still will be fun to see, I suppose. NoFun going already with the really massive LAV spam, which is interesting to see. Gotta say, I'm really just not an LAV player. I've discovered that pretty concisely. I've been playing Coalition, playing Saban, whatever. I just always go armor. I never go LAVs. Even though I'm a big Sandskimmer fan, of course, you know, when I play Galcian. I guess the unit just doesn't quite make as much sense to me as Sandskimmers do. You might think, like, yeah, they're not really that different. They're actually very different, I think, because of the wheels. That's like the big thing that I think of. Because Sandskimmers, you know, you can pull them around so easily, it's just like really fluid, but LAVs, like, you can't react quite as much to like people shooting you, you have to sort of predict it. Like this guy here is damaged, right? If you come in with him in front, you can't turn him around, because he's got to go like, whoa! And then he'll certainly die like on the turnaround there, so... I'm a big Sandskimmer player, not a big LAV player. Anyway, it looks like it's just an LAV and a Sport Cruiser opener right here. That's fair. I usually just go Sport Cruiser first, but again, I'm not an LAV player, so I guess that makes sense. This kind of opener is still going to be pretty economic. We know B8Factor does not like to go for refinery mode. So I think putting up on the pressure on him early is actually quite a logical move here, because he's sort of, how shall I say? He can kind of take the wind out of his sails, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. He can't just attack you early game like he's fond of doing. Gives you time to get his Sport Cruiser up, and then look at that AV fabrication on the queue. So this is, I think, going to stack up pretty nicely for NoFun. Notice, by the way, that he retains his base printer. I think he wants to use that in a potential defense. Hasn't moved it out to extract at all. It is, in fact, going to be B8Factor taking the first artifact here. I imagine he'll get that one out. Extraction zone is quite close, and he's got quite the force to defend it. And we have Armor 2 coming out as B8Factor. This is, again, taking no check choices, going straight into vehicle upgrades. Seems like pretty standard play from him based on what we've seen so far. Probably getting a little chewed up here. That's unfortunate for NoFun. He's trying to see if there's refinery mode on the way or something, but he didn't expect to be killed there. We know that there isn't, but he doesn't. And you always wonder, especially after you try to scout and then you don't get it through, if like your opponent is doing something or not, so... Probably going to be a little bit upset that he lost that probe so easily. He could just launch another one if he wants to, though, but we tend not to. Just because it is a bit expensive. Oh, that's unfortunate. The two LAVs that needed repairs are the ones who chose to, like, derp around the cliff, so they didn't actually pass by the Sport Cruiser at all. Anyway, AVs are on the queue here. LAVs are in position. There's no way these Sandskimmers are really going to do that much damage, is there? I don't think so. You also got the base runner fairly close at hand if he wants to, you know, do anything with that. ALM gets deployed there, I think, in sort of like a entrapment role, although I'm not totally sure. He definitely feels probably like it's time to punish here. B8Factor gonna go for the salvages first here. There you go, switches on the Sport Cruiser. NoFun not actually gonna smoke. Probably wise to save that. It wouldn't have made too much of a too much of a difference there, but he needs to get these guys back mining. It's a little bit of a drastic pull-off there. If B8Factor had stuck around, he wouldn't really have lost any salvagers there. And probably shouldn't pick up the artifact, but instead try to hide the guy. Oh, there's a scanner. Yeah, okay. That's just a dead base runner, but it's probably not going to be too much of an issue. But again, I'm amazed that even players of like NoFun's caliber are still getting hit by sandskimmers there. It didn't really do much, I don't think, but they did, you know, they came through, they got a bit of damage on the Sport Cruiser, and I mean, I don't know, I wasn't really expecting them to get anything there. One thing I gotta say, NoFun was too aggressive with the LAVs there, because you've got the range advantage, but he definitely has the better unit, because it's got armor 2 right now. Not to mention, you were outnumbered, I believe. So sticking around here, using the range would have been a little bit better. And you know, the AAV is going to cover this base pretty nicely. You don't need to get aggressive there, I don't think. Anyway, double AAV production coming out of NoFun, that's good to see. Do we have refiner mode? Oh, we do actually. Okay. So B8Factor getting refiner mode, then he's going to be up on second base right now. He does not have a tech choice yet, though. It's still just missile ships. Ready for like anti-air, I guess, but that's not going to help him too much if these AAVs choose to pressure, which they definitely should. We'll see if NoFun decides to. Looks like he's moving out into the third first. No, he's going to move back instead. The thing is, the AAVs have this really nice ability to just kind of march past the sandskimmers as if they're not even there. I guess this is actually a lot of sandskimmers, but you know, generally speaking, like, I mean, I'm sure he could get in there, kill a couple salvagers maybe if there's no other defense other than these guys. And if not, the other thing he can do is get up there, say, look, I'm going to damage you. You have to attack me with your sandskimmers, and then just start targeting them. Obviously, you're going to trade better there. But I suppose it's true when you only have, like, 2 AAVs, and they didn't have armor 1 at that point either. You probably would have taken some damage, so. But still, if NoFun just continues to mask these things up, they're going to do pretty nicely up there, I think. Double scanner. Good touch there. You know, you're going to lose base runners, you know, just go ahead and drop a scanner. Although he's not even going to lose these guys, is he? Sandskimmers are in the hood, and they're all up in that. Kind of. They're actually remarkably staying behind dunes really well, but B8Factor could use a double base runner heal there to get this guy up a little bit on his feet again, but we'll see if he chooses to do that. I always do. I'm very, very sensitive to like the amount of health that the base runners have got left. I always wish that I could heal them a little bit more. One nice thing about playing Coalition, even though most of your units don't heal, the base runner can be healed by that Sport Cruiser, which is nice. Sandskimmers coming in here, looks like they want to hit for damage. Not sure what they're going to be able to pull off though, because there's 6 AVs back here. There's also 4 pushing up onto the second. So it looks like NoFun is poised now to do some serious damage. B8Factor, however, does have railgun fabrication. He's getting the EMP rounds. He did this in another one of the games that we cast as well, I think, which is interesting to see. It's actually kind of perfect for NoFun, isn't it? Two of the AVs are like right in the middle. They can choose to move to whichever one gets attacked. Railfab is on the way now for NoFun, perhaps triggered by the fact that he saw a heavy rail over there. Maybe just because he knows that's kind of the next thing to do, but at any rate, he's here. Is B8Factor trying to do damage to sandskimmers, but like I expect, or to salvagers, but like I expected, not going to get too much done. Sport Cruiser needs to be smoked, though. Well, maybe not. I mean, these guys are just going to run past. The damage is also really being stacked up here, by the way. AVs with their smoke ability going to be able to zone off the railguns at any rate. Smoke has run out, so these guys probably will get killed, but that's a lot of mining time denied, and I think it's worth it for that push. Especially as a Sport Cruiser is out now for NoFun, so he is in fact on 3 base now once he chooses to make some salvagers. So definitely with the economic lead there in a big way. Oh! The AAVs plunged in, so it looks like the production cruisers followed. You know, like they knew the AAVs were leaving, so they were like, okay, let's come in here and get the base set up. That guy narrowly surviving with 29 HP. But yeah, the AAVs just plunged in, managed to get another salvager kill, nearly 2. Nice move there, actually, because you figure those guys are going to die anyway. Not really like they're going to be able to get out with all these rails out there. But it's pretty common that your opponent's not watching that kind of thing. In fact, I'm the caster, I wasn't even watching it, so. B8Factor going to get up on 3 base before too long as well. He's got the production cruiser for it, so NoFun definitely doesn't want to waste too much time getting there, but he is on his way. Just needs 2 more salves and he'll be on 3 base as well. Getting some LAV upgrades as well. I noticed he was building them. I guess he's going to try and counter the Sandskimmer ball, not with AAVs, but with LAVs. Maybe feeling like not having the maneuverability, he hasn't really been able to punish the Sandskimmer army, but I don't know. I'm not so sure about this choice because I feel like you know your opponent has rails already too, but you have the eco advantage, so if you just get railgun upgrades instead, just kind of push in there, you probably will win the game off of that strategy. So I feel like tech switching here is not really required, but it'll probably work too. NoFun's advantage, by the way, it's not as big perhaps as I'm making it seem, but it is pretty big. Oh, especially with the carrier move out, I didn't quite realize the implications of that. Yeah, look at that. I mean, he's only on 2 base now because he moved his carrier off. But yeah, he does definitely have the advantage here. This is... wow. I don't know about this from B8Factor. He's just like sliding this carrier here like YOLO style. No support at all. I think maybe he's doing it to secure another extraction or something of that kind, but... jeez. That is really risky. I don't know about this. Gonna come flying in here now. Take star out of the speed to put in the weapons there. And here he is. I mean, NoFun with triple railgun production is probably going to be able to hold this, though. He's got mag accelerator on the way, too. And that's just a really risky move, moving your carrier out there. So, oh, especially because it, look at that, makes you vulnerable here. Mr. was a little bit late, could have done a barrage right there, but it was not called in. Gonna want to target the assault rails, definitely, but that's okay, though. This is still going to hit for damage. And over on NoFun's side, he actually has been taken off of his third, but I feel like if he just builds up a couple more rails, he'll be able to push back out there without too much difficulty. LAV's finding their target there now. That's good. I think there's enough here to hold off this push for sure, but... I don't know. At least he's there, right? At least he's doing some damage. But I think actually, if I were him, I would have left these AAVs back here, like right behind that dune. That's a great place to be to deny like that third base without really getting hit by rails. NoFun gonna move back into position. He'll realize that carry's gone pretty soon, I assume, and move these Fort Salvagers back onto the patch. Probably. I mean, we'll see. But thing is, he does actually really want to deny this base runner here. That's something that he should play for. And with these LAVs, I think it's certainly going to be possible. So I'd like to see him just kind of move out there, see if he can kill that, because you're up on 3 artifacts already, you don't want to move on to 4. A little bit of a move out by NoFun, by the way, or by B8Factor, so NoFun should be aware of that with this pro... oh no, never mind, the pro's in transition here. Definitely wants to catch this, though. If he finds that, that's going to be important, because that could be a pretty big flank, actually. B8Factor's carrier down to like 2/3 health kind of, so he has to back away. He is going to see the attack there. That's really impactful, I think. But is he going to stop this base runner? Because this is kind of timed perfectly to... oh, they're backing away. I was going to say, that's kind of timed perfectly to make this base runner get out, but perhaps not. There are a bunch of rails chasing the carrier up there. So yeah, definitely... he can stop this base runner. I'm just wondering if he will, and I hope he does, because that's going to be important for him. But we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going for it. Unless he moves out the carrier now, but then he'd be losing his third base. I don't know. It's 1-1 versus 0-2, by the way, the upgrades, which is kind of interesting. Not sure which one I'd rather have, really. Sandskimmers are going to punch through here. Looks like they really want to hit these rails. They're going to be sitting underneath this carrier, and the Saban carrier can actually do damage now, although, albeit still not too much against Strikecraft. So LAV is going to come streaming in here. Definitely would be a good time to use the boost. Doesn't look like he's cognizant of that. Carrier's down really low, by the way. Only about 3,500 health left. It's about the same health as a base runner, by the way, just for scale, I guess. But the artifact did extract, so B8Factor's got a big advantage in some respects. But I definitely prefer the army of NoFun here. who is going to move out with his carrier now. Looks like he's not actually worried about losing that third base. He wants to make the power play now. I guess that's fair. He knows his opponent's damaged. And he's kind of winning the skimmer war, so it looks like he's starting to win kind of in every respect except for the artifacts. But look, here he is. Yeah, it looks like he's going to stick around. He's going to take out that base runner. And Armor 2 finishing on the mouse. So they're definitely superior to the Sandstormers at this point. Not only in upgrades, but in numbers, as you can see. And NoFun gonna come charging forward now. Looks like he really wants to make a sort of a power play there. He's actually going to back his carrier up now. I guess that's fair. I mean, he doesn't really have any defense in the back lines. This Galzian carrier, by the way, just kind of flying around through the middle of the map there, so he's being a little slippery, but I think NoFun shouldn't worry about that Galzian carrier. He should just go up on the top. Try to take out the eco. And then build up some kind of a defense force that's going to hold off just the carrier, which isn't too hard to do in the, at this stage of the game. To kind of just hold, you know, down here on the south where he could lose his bases. Although he's kind of not doing that. So he's chasing the carrier with a force that won't catch it, and he's not actually worrying about the carrier backstab, which is kind of bad here. This is definitely a way to throw, I think, so I'm a little worried about him. Like, he doesn't need LAVs here, that's not going to do it. He needs rails, I believe. So, I'm a tad worried for our boy, but he's definitely ahead here, though. I think that's clear to say. He's already done the damage. B8Factor's just coming up to do the damage, but... yeah, and so he realizes now he's moving out. I'm moving out! Railgun's gonna come in on kind of an intercept vector, that's good. Look. But in order for this carrier to catch up with the support cruiser, he can't really have any damage. Well, no, he can take it out of healing, that's what he ought to do, actually. Looks like he's gonna back away. Alright, so this is good for NoFun then. Yeah, as you can see, he's making some rails now, which is good. Just got another tech, I think it was Power Reserve 3, I'm not sure though. LAV's gonna find these heavy rails, which is really nice as well. And then if I were NoFun, I'd start moving the rails out this way to try to catch him. But, yep, there you go. I'm not sure if he will though, Galzian carriers are pretty darn slippery, but... but he should be able to just kind of push on to victory now. These LAVs here could do it on their own. Love to see them just come out here with the boost to get there a little faster. In fact, I'm not sure if we've seen boost used once here by NoFun. Definitely something he could be doing. Oh, that's interesting. Splitting up. Yeah, boost would be nice to see, but he is just going to run up there. He can take this fight with the Sandskimmers. Like, that's not going to be hard for him, really. He's kiting anyway. I think that's kind of normally a good thing to do, but when you got the carrier like behind you, you probably don't want to be kiting like that. Yeah, he's gonna back away. See, I think really like you know your LAVs are like unchecked on the field basically. I would just like charge in there, do whatever you can. It's got full upgrades for them after all, and there's only railgun armor, none actually. Oh wow, over here on B8Factor side. So I mean, you're really just gonna maul these things as you get up to them. Good attempt on the smoke there. It doesn't work out, unfortunately. Paying a lot of attention is NoFun to this CU-less base. What a choke, dude! But yeah, you know what else he could do is just go for a bunch of anti-air. What the heck? Go for a bunch of artifacts as well, right? Because he has pretty much unquestionable field control here. You know, I feel like all three of us didn't really play against B8Factor like we play against other people. I don't know, it's a bit early to say that, this is only game 1, but still. You know what I mean? Like, I tried my best to throw my first game with him. Catharsis actually did throw a game with him. I feel like NoFun's kind of doing the same as I did. Oh boy. Dim rails, yo. That's a lot of railguns. How many is that? 15, wow. LAV's just doing LAV things out here in the base, by the way. Still no damage upgrades on these Sandskimmers, so they would definitely win that fight. Oh, they've got the numbers too, look at that. It's gonna stick around to kill off this production cruiser. Not a move I could ever criticize. Boost, by the way, was used at some point. I like to see that. But he's actually going to run afoul of some assault railguns here, so this is going to be pretty damaging, I think, on the LAVs, but that's okay. They took out a production cruiser, which is really good. There we go, base runners. Yeah, I think he should just make more of those, honestly. There's more LAVs on the field, dang. Thing is, you've only got 10 minutes to play with here, so you do need to get a move on. Kind of the only way NoFun could lose at this point, so I really don't want to see him do it. By the way, why is this carrier not on his third? He's like not actually taking advantage of 3 base eco. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's doing there. Is there one AV here? Oh. Ooh. There's armor 3 though. So I mean these guys are pretty survivable, but mark target, spam M. Okay, it looks like the LAVs are gonna be there. Using their boosts as well, so they're gonna get there on time for sure. I say spam M, of course. If you don't know what mark target is, basically the railgun doesn't do any damage while it has mark target on, but it has 100% accuracy, so you can use it against strike craft. And anyone who gets hit by it takes more damage from any attacks. As well as accuracy too, although that's something that you don't see on the tooltip there, but I believe it affects accuracy too. Right? I'm pretty sure it does. Hold up, someone tell me in the comments if that's true or not. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. This patch is probably... No, it's not mined out, look at that. But it's probably about to be mined out, right? There's 2,000 left in it? What the heck? Well, because NoFun just saw it. So yeah, it still has like 2,000 CUs in it. How is that even possible? I mean, even the RU patch is mined out over here. Base runners. Look, NoFun, you gotta be careful here. He's just not leveraging the railgun force at all, really. You know, you just gotta like stick it in there. Because once you get this in there, this attack is like... I'm thinking of the Turkish word for things again. It's persistent, yeah? Like, it's not gonna get rooted out. And then, you know, you're keeping your opponent off his bases entirely. You're not really doing much with it. And this carrier's on the door now. This is actually kind of a problem for NoFun. Fortunately, he got that artifact. He got that one too, so he's not going to lose. Not now, anyway. But, man, he's playing this a little loose. I don't know. This is kind of just like what Catharsis was doing, you know what I mean? Maybe the thing about B8Factor is that he doesn't... Like, what he does... is he makes you play worse, you know? And so he doesn't need to be as good as you. He can just, like, damage you. There's something in the air, you know? Like, he finds out where you live. He ships, like, letters to your house or whatever that are coated with, like, this substance, right? So when you open them, you're, like, kind of drowsy or whatever. And that's when he plays his games with you. Rail force, as we expected, doing really good, although you'll notice that assault railguns, when they get up on top of rails, they do a really good job against them. But this might be the death of B8Factor right here. Rails are in position here, they're all in position here. As well as NoFun's carrier. Oh no, keep chasing, don't leave, don't leave. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, he's gonna get the kill here, but... There you go. GG. But yeah, no, he doesn't need to leave there. The Savant carrier in patch can actually do damage, right? So you want to use it. Anyway, he does take down B8Factor. That is going to be game over. Again, too loose, but he is going to win it. So that brings our scoreline to 1-0. Let's move on to game 2 here. I can feel my need for water, by the way. I haven't drunk enough today, apparently. No, like alcohol. No, but water. I need water. College Teeth, going to be the pick from NoFun here. This time playing as the Gaussian. That's kind of interesting. But I know Gaussian's definitely his main, right? Right? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Hold up, he played random against Catharsis, didn't he? I think he did, yeah. Ah, I'm getting 60 frames per second again, man. It's nice. I was really struggling with that old that GPU problem. I just got it rethermaled, by the way, in case you're wondering like how I fixed it. Didn't cost too much. And yeah, it's really kind of worked like a charm ever since then, just like it was when I first bought it. Little Idol is a production cruiser here, not the best opener. You could have been, you know, making salvagers out of this guy at the same time. But it looks like it's going to be that sort of 1PC sand-skimmer aggression that I always used to do, which I really like to see because it validates me a little bit. It's a fun opener. It takes a lot of mind gaming though, and that's definitely one of NoFun's strong suits, so I'm happy to see it. B8Factor playing random again, by the way, but this time he rolls Coalition. Bit of a swapping of the roles then, huh? Soban versus Galzian, Galzian versus Coalition. LAV Fab coming out now for B8Factor. So that's fairly early. He's got actually an idle salvager here. He wanted to make a long distance miner, I think. Yeah, because that's 6 right there. Yeah, I just didn't send that guy up. Anyway, where's his base runner going? You always gotta wonder. This is something fun Coalition players can do, of course. Four sand skimmers are out. That's kind of the magic number. But what is NoFun actually seeing here? I'm the caster and I can't tell you what build he's going for, so gonna be a bit of a hard ask for NoFun to tell you. A second base runner? Oh. With base runner inventory, what the? Hold up! I see what's happening now. Base runner's kind of derping, this will happen sometimes. I might make a video sometime on how to deploy turrets properly. Just because it's kind of an art style. It's a turret rush, man. We haven't seen one of these in a long time, I'll just put it that way. NoFun get it back away, probably the right move there. What's going on there? Oh, he doesn't have the money for it, okay, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't say this because I'm the kind of guy who enjoys doing turret rushes, but I'll tell you how to beat it. Because we really should never see anyone lose to a turret rush in a tournament game, and I'm kind of worried it'll happen someday, so let me just tell you. Let me tell you the way. Tech refinery mode, and then tech power reserves and just use your carrier. Get rail fab, yeah, but do that a bit later. You get rail fab because, of course, your carrier is not going to do too well on his own against, like, a bunch of rails from them. So you do need to match their rail count, but your carrier is basically impervious to the turrets, and so if you can flip, like, get your production cruiser right here and then just move the carrier out, you basically invalidate the whole strategy. But speaking of invalidating things, if this production cruiser dies, refinery mode isn't terribly helpful. I think, though, actually, NoFun is doing this on purpose. I think. I don't know if he knows about this, but I think A-Game was telling me one time he actually would move his production cruiser out in front toward turrets just to get them to shoot at it. And then they waste a burst and then the sand skimmers can come in. If so, by the way, bravo! Because that's cool. We don't usually see people get that, that try-hardy, I guess, and I always love to see it. LEV's kind of hunting for this base burner. I think they're going to find it. Powers are starting to get attacked now for B8Factor. Has he made a support cruiser? No. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally sure still what he's going for, but it looked like a turret rush for sure at the beginning. He's got a turret on his extraction zone, by the way. I think he's going to begin extracting now. Probably ought to move out with this one as well. Scanner there reveals this base runner moving up, so I think the sand skimmers want to take advantage of that. Especially while these LEVs are distracted. But NoFun's on 2 base, mind you. He's definitely ahead in this game. He's got rail fab too, he's making another production cruiser. Things are looking really good for NoFun. I don't think this is going to work for B8Factor, especially with another base runner going down over here. This base runner, by the way, doing a wondrous job of distracting his opponent. I really like that. But yeah, we're probably going to see an extraction. That's going to be a hard one to stop because of the turret on the extraction zone, but only one. And I mean, that's definitely something that NoFun's okay with. And yeah, he doesn't need to push out across the map at all yet. Just, you know, set up his third base. He's going to be ahead here. Railgun Armor 1 comes out for him. Always nice to see. Especially when you're doing assaults versus LAVs. Really crucial tech right there. NoFun not yet with the assault pack. He's got armor, or B8Factor not yet with the assault pack. He's got armor 1. He's got enough LAVs to, like, try for some kind of damage here, but I don't think he's going to get it. Definitely NoFun shouldn't be pushing out here, though. He knows about this turret on the main, first off, but second, I don't know, it's just a little risky to push out with your army this early. You might take some losses that you wouldn't have if you were a little bit more conservative with it. And you are ahead, you know, so if you can avoid losses, you know, you should just do that. I mean, you're gonna You're gonna stay ahead. Assault ship fab comes out, I think, as a counter to the LAVs. Maybe he's going for air, I don't know. These LAVs are hungry, actually. Look at this. They're gonna come in on the back line, and there's a lot of them. If we see armor 2 come out, like with a nice kind of timing, no, they're gonna back away. This is something B8Factor often does. He'll kind of commit and then he'll back away. I noticed that a lot. He's a little cautious that way. Which is always tricky to cast because you're like, looks like B8Factor. No, he's not doing that. Looks like, oh no, he's not doing that. Sport Cruiser comes out for B8Factor, so he is on 2 base now, or at least he will be. Very shortly. As well as Power 2, interesting choice there. He may be unlocking the carrier, I don't know. Especially on a map like Kalash Teeth, that doesn't seem very prudent, because the carrier takes forever to get anywhere. Second turret is on the extraction zone, by the way. Oh, but I love this scanner, look at that. Gets vision over the turret, but it's not actually getting shot by it, so like one heavy railgun can kill both of these, I think. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, let's just get one heavy railgun right there, just boom, 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 boom. It's gonna take a while, but you can kill both of them for free. Nice. Armor 2 now for the railguns, coming out for NoFun. Looks like it is just a simple 2 base here with this carrier. Yeah, NoFun's still trying to be very active with the army, but I feel he's just kind of endangering himself, you know what I mean? Oh gosh, like this. Okay, he's gonna be alright, I think. There was some potential there, though, for that to get kind of bad for NoFun. Oh, that's weird. Some weird scaling thing with the health bars. Anyway. Anti-air coming out now for NoFun. That's fine. You are playing rails, that's something that people often do to punish that, so I can get behind it. Skimmer rating as well coming out. So upgrades for those sand skimmers. Now that he's on 3 base, I want to see him kind of make the play here, so I'd kind of like to just see a bunch of assault railguns and then just poke in and start killing bases, but B8Factor, by the way, started to try to get up onto 3 base as well himself. Power 3 coming out, so he's still attacking really hard into these carrier power reserves. I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, what the heck? That was probably just a little misclick there. That'll happen, especially when you're playing Galzy and you hit F2, right, or F1, or F3. F4, dang it, you hit F4 to select all. Oh yeah, did you know DOK is an idle salvager button? I feel like people could really benefit from that. Just like hit F3 every now and then, and if it selects something, then you know what's going on. But yeah, F4 picks up both of the production cruisers. Which makes you wonder why I still use Group 1 as the group for my production cruisers, but I do. I don't know. I always go like that. It's just always been the thing. You notice when I'm casting, I always put Group 1 on my opponent's carrier so I can check his tech and whatever. This LAV blob, really looking kind of big and nasty, I guess. But, ooh, they're out of position. This is where NoFun wants to go. Once he sees that carrier, he should decide. He's not going to. Well, he'll take damage here, but he'll still probably kill a production cruiser, or a support cruiser, eh? Guess we'll find out. But yeah, we saw in game 1 that B8Factor always had this really big sand skimmer blob, but NoFun eventually actually got LAVs more powerful than those sand skimmers just through upgrades. Oh no, you can stay, you can get it. He was spinning around, which means he was getting blocked by the wreck and by the carriers. That's why he didn't kill the support cruiser there. He should have stuck around, actually. He had the damage output for it. Oh well, what you gonna do? But yeah, he ended up getting an LAV blob that was more powerful than his opponent's sand skimmer blob, and so that was like the big thing B8Factor was using, and he couldn't use it anymore. And I feel like we're kind of seeing a similar thing here, maybe, if NoFun chooses to go for those upgrades, because he's pretty consistently on, you know, more bases than his opponent, and so if he wants to, he can always just kind of do that. Invite? I cannot invite you to my cast, I'm sorry. I'll send you a link to my channel. Someone just messaged me. Doesn't kill off the base burner totally. He should leave these assault ships up though, because this is assault ship city, dude. Now why are you backing away? That's where you want to be. Whoa, getting some bad frames here actually. Not sure exactly what's up with that. There's just so many turrets on this map, I can't believe it. Looks like B8Factor wants to go for a little bit of a push here. Now, NoFun has had rail fabrication for a while. He hasn't really made any though. But that's definitely what he needs here. Yeah, it looks like he knows it. I was gonna say, like, I hope he figures it out. No, like, he's already got him on the queue. Again, NoFun is a very logical player. I always like watching him because I feel like he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's like the German soccer teams too, you know? Or as I always will say, football, if you say it right. Very precise, you know what I mean? Like, if you watch FC Bayern play or whatever, when they win, like, the World Cup, it's because... Or, FC Bayern in the World Cup. When they win the Bundesliga, you know what I mean? Or Germany in the World Cup is what I was getting at. The way that they play compared to like how they play, how like the Brazilian teams play or something, you know? It's not at all flashy, it's just very calculated, very proper, you know what I mean? Like they know exactly what they're doing. I feel like NoFun is kind of like that in DOK. Very calculated how he throws away these sand skimmers to make his opponent think he's winning. This is a little bit of a throwaway, but... Oh man, this assault ship bar could be pretty nasty though. Nah, it looks like, I don't know, I mean, like, the only mobile unit that can get back to defend is really these sand skimmers. The carrier's miles away. So this, yeah, that could actually be really bad, huh? Here's what I meant about heavy rails just smacking down that turret. You can see it'll take them a while, but they will get it eventually. There it goes. And there is proper LAV coverage here, so... NoFun not going to get caught with his pants down at all. Fighter and gunship is on the way, by the way, but NoFun does have anti-air tech. Yeah, and see, he sees he can't chase that. A couple railguns going to come back, though, but... I don't know. This is 5 assault ships. I mean, I think they're going to get through. And so the eco is going to have to be evacuated or something. NoFun pushing on here to try and stop the extraction. He doesn't really need to. I feel like he's going to lose these assault ships, not really for much. Oh, and that could be a big deal too. The LAVs are in the area, so he needs to get these guys out of here, I think. Rail's gonna go down though. So that's good for NoFun. The B8Factor potentially with a big attack here, actually. Oh, he's gonna kill these assault ships, isn't he? Whew. Yeah, these guys are kind of getting rinsed now all of a sudden. So this is really bad. That's also really bad though. So the support cruiser has gone down up there in the north. This entire railgun force, I feel, is going to die, and the carrier is on the doorstep, so he definitely just needs to push in now. Oh dear. Yeah, NoFun with 1 rail left there, and it's going to get killed by his opponent's railguns too. That was a huge ball of LAVs. And here's B8Factor with the carrier, ready to do some serious damage to his production cruisers, and he's splitting the lines too. That's a really important thing here. When you're playing against Galzian, you know, if you can split their lines like that, it's not good. Because, like, 1 rail comes out here, 1 rail comes out here, rather than 2 in each spot. And suddenly this push is looking, like, super strong. Oh no. Oh no! I feel like NoFun was just totally the master of this game until right then. Needed to keep those assault ships alive. He kind of threw them away, and then suddenly this is coming off the back of it. He's gonna challenge with his carrier. That's really risky. I feel like he doesn't have that, but... Ooh. Oh dear. This is really looking bad for NoFun. I'm amazed. And that production cruiser totally isolated. He's probably going to go down. And his carrier's taking damage. I think NoFun's going to take this one. Ha! What the heck? Or, sorry, B8Factor. You know what I mean. I'm really good at names. B8Factor coming in with the total upset here. Especially because this game, he was so behind. Oh, man. What's going on? You'd have to be like... Bozo Cow levels of throw master in order to throw this one. Why are there bullets landing in the sky? Are you seeing that too? Whoa, 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 whoa. Freaking Captain Geoff. What a baller. That guy... He's probably gonna die here, but... I love how it's also like almost completely irrelevant, the upgrade there. But yeah, NoFun goes down. And that's gonna be game.
This conflict is lost.
Wow, I can't believe it. That's crazy. Well done, B8Factor. I mean, he saw his window and he took it with that Strikecraft ball. That's crazy. I mean, I really gotta say, I think if NoFun instead had just made a lot of assault railguns and he had kind of just pushed in and like taken bases, I mean, I definitely think he would have had this one. He actually also could have won when it was still like the turret rush phase by doing that carrier power thing that I was talking about. But he was still ahead. Like, he was definitely winning that game right up until the end. Wow. Crazy, man. Crazy. B8Factor gonna go 1-1. Well, at the end of a group stage, I always do a little bit of updating on like who's getting out of the groups and whatever. So let's go ahead and check it out. Jaraci up to brackets, group stage, group number C. Group number C, I've done it again. Yeah, look at that. B8Factor gets out in 3rd. NoFun gets out in 4th. NoFun was a contender for the upper bracket, but he got out in 4th. Are you kidding? That's crazy, man. Anyway, it's going to be 1st, Bozocal. That's me. 2nd, Catharsis. 3rd, B8Factor. And 4th, NoFun. So, Catharsis and I advancing up to the upper bracket. And I will have to sign off there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.